Everybody, you know one of my favorite things to cover in Bayside are the great romance stories of Bayside, and sitting right here is one of them. Inessa and Lev, this wonderful couple. I'm going to let them talk about themselves a little bit, but you're about to hear one of the greatest stories, and I just love it.
We initially met on Facebook. Inessa reached out to me asking questions about Stony Brook Dental School, because I was already a first year there, and she was just applying. And from then on, we pretty much hit it off.
I was the go-getter trying to get his attention.
Yeah. So tell us, how did you have your first date? You met on Facebook, but tell us, how did you decide, okay, we're going to have our first date?
It actually happened by accident. He was very shy, and I met him on my friend's birthday party. And we spent the whole night talking, and I realized he's a very good guy.
And you realized, okay, this is the guy, and you realized, oh no, I love her, and you got engaged.
Absolutely. I mean, only 3 months into dating, we got engaged, and then 6 months later, we got married.
From start to finish, 9 months. It was
Wow.
crazy. It was crazy.
Wow, like love at first sight, and they meet each other, they talk, they know right away, and then they get engaged, and then they get married. And then you had children.
Yeah, so we waited a few years because we were both in dental school, and everybody knows school is pretty grueling and very difficult, and a lot of hours and education. So Inessa she was a trooper. She got pregnant in third year, and she gave birth at the end of third year, which was very difficult, but somehow she managed.
Tell us a little bit about how you came to be in the same practice of dentistry.
I gave birth to my older daughter, Ariella, and then my younger daughter, Eliana, a few years later. We both were general dentists practicing, and I realized one day I got up and I said, I really don't want to practice general dentistry anymore. I think I'd be better suited in orthodontics. So as crazy as it sounds, I went back to school and I started a 3-year residency program in orthodontics. And once I graduated, I went back to work with my husband. And then this wonderful opportunity came about where a new space was opened right next to his office. I almost felt like it was fate telling me I have to get this place. And it just went from there. So now we are side by side, not only in partnership and business, but in life as well. It's wonderful.
It really is. You work with a lot of other dentists, not just Lev, but you are working with a lot of other dentists who need someone to do orthodontics for them. Yes. And so that's wonderful. So you branched out, and you're right next door. You had your office first, right?
Yes, so in December of 2014, we acquired the practice from a previous dentist that was retiring, and I pretty much took over her patients, and we slowly started to developing our own brand, our own techniques, and welcoming more patients from Bayside to come to Bayside Family Dental.
That week was particularly hard for him because on December 1st, we signed the contract to purchase the office. And then 2 days later, I found out I got into orthodontics residency. So I left him all on his own.
Yeah.
It was a hard week for him to get through.
But so as many out there have a struggle, a challenge with it, how did you meet the challenge of having children, opening up your practices and working at the same time?
Speaking for myself, we're both immigrants. We came to this country about 30 years ago. Actually, next week it's going to be exactly 30 years since I came here. And my biggest inspiration was always my mom. She's a very hardworking person. She, not knowing any English, she became a registered nurse in this country. She learned English. She worked for 25 years, and she came here in her 40s. So I've always really looked up to her, and I always thought, if she can do that, there's really nothing I can't do. So even though it was very, very tough balancing it all, I wouldn't change it for anything, because I think my daughters see what hard work means and what it means to accomplish something when you really truly love it. And I hope to be the inspiration for them that my mom has always been for me.
Isn't that what America is all about? Immigrants coming here, inspired, making their way in the world, and then finding love and starting a business and being successful. That's like the American dream. You've tell us about vacations. So you guys go on vacations together.
We do. We used to
more.
before COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love our family vacations. We love spending time together because we're working such long hours and so many days that we don't really get to spend much time with the kids and the family. So every time we get a chance, we like to travel either to the Caribbean or to Europe and just relax and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah. Tell me about your kids. Did you want to say something about your vacations too?
I just wanted to say that life is hard, and I find that as much as we love our jobs, and I think my kids always make fun of me that I'm always staring at teeth and always studying and always learning. They're like, "Mom, didn't you finish school already?" I'm like, "Yes, but I really do enjoy what I do at work. I love my kids, and I want to spend as much time with them as possible." So they are everything to me. We have two daughters, Ariella and Ileana. They're 10 years old and 7 years old. And my older one actually convinced me to get braces 6 months ago, so she is a patient of mine. That has been an interesting experience, but they're wonderful girls.
Is that the one that says you're always staring at teeth?
Yes, she's always telling me I'm always staring at teeth, but I love it. I enjoy studying. I enjoy going to lectures, and now it's been more virtual meetings, but in general, I love to learn. You can ask him. I'm always learning.
Always learning. If she could, she would get another degree.
Hey, I got a question. It's kind of outside of the romance love affair thing, but how are you dealing with, now we're all wearing masks, and sometimes I'm doing the double mask now, but in dentistry, that's a particularly challenging thing. How does that work? How are you COVID safe with dentistry?
Sure. So we started off by getting air purifiers in throughout the office just to make sure that the air is always circulating and getting cleaned out. Because as you all know, in dentistry, there's a lot of aerosols, and we want to make sure that nobody breathes another person's air for the most part. Everything's always been sterilized in dentistry out of all the medical fields. It's always been probably the cleanest and the most sterile because of all our sterilization techniques. Everything always gets wiped down and disinfected, all the surfaces. And we never have a reception area full of people. It's always your appointment is booked, you're seen at that time so that nobody's interacting with anybody else, and they're seen at their proper times.
So people are safe coming here.
We always space everybody apart because we really value safety. We don't only want to keep our patients safe, but we want to keep ourselves safe. So we treat our patients as if they were our family. We want to make sure that everybody is safe and healthy. And so far, it's worked wonderfully.
Buying somebody else's practice, I always wondered about that. So when you buy their practice, you're being introduced to a whole group of people that had someone as their dentist, and now you're going to be their dentist. Is that particularly challenging to get them to know and love you right away? You seem like a pretty lovable guy. I'm sure she's going to say that.
Lovable, yes.
I didn't know this initially, but apparently when the practice that I purchased, there were a lot of families, 20, 30 people. So they would send one person in to give me a try just to see how it would go.
It was
Really?
like a test. It was like a test that he passed.
Like you're on probation.
Would I pass? Would I not pass? And I was passing. So the family started coming in, and the community started to talk about me and the type of work that I provide for my patients. And the practice grew.
I think it's important for patients to feel that connection with their provider. So when you spend time with him or with me, we always want the patient to feel very comfortable and happy in the chair. We never want them to get scared coming into the office. We try to be as lovable as possible because we actually enjoy what we do, and we never want anyone to be scared coming into the office. We always want it to be a very happy experience, and I think they feel that.
And though I know where you are, tell everyone where you're located.
We're on Bell Boulevard and 39th Avenue, right in the corner. We're on the third floor, Suite 300 and Suite 302.
We're right below the French workshop. So if you're in the mood for some desserts right afterwards, you know where to swing by.
So have your teeth taken care of here, and then go eat a lot of sugar downstairs.
Basically, that's what I'm saying.
And for those who don't know, the building that they're talking about used to be the old Bayside movie theater. That was like the center of the town for the longest time. It started off as a vaudeville house, and then was the movie theater for the longest time. And now it's offices and shops and the French workshop and you guys.
I'll say one of the reasons why I fell in love with this space was because it used to be a movie theater. And so the ceilings are very high. They go up 19 feet. So it just feels like you're breathing different air when you walk in. I loved it.
I do love how spacious. You come in here and you feel like you're in such a wonderful, friendly atmosphere. You did a great job decorating. Tell them how you decorated it.
Again, it was the two of us. We had a lot of architects and designers helping, but it was literally my husband. Like every every step that we took, every little piece involved him and his creativity. He actually even lost an appendix with my construction. Poor guy, he went through a lot.
The sacrifices we make for our careers.
He told me, he's like, I have no more appendixes to give out, so we're done.
No more constructions.
Well, they are truly lovely offices. You have to come by just to even look at the offices, peek your head in, and get to meet them. They're a beautiful, wonderful couple and a true, wonderful American romance story right here in our town. And I wish you guys the best of luck. You're doing great already. You don't need luck. I mean, you're doing great. But
Thank you so much.
but I love your story, and I love how the two of you are. The chemistry between the two of you is so gorgeous, and it's really like a kind of an ideal that everybody hopes and dreams of, and you guys are living the dream.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming by. We
Thank
love
you so
Greg.
much, Greg. Appreciate it.
Listen, my pleasure. Come by, see these guys. They're the best.
Thank you. Have a great day.